All right, the first worksheet we're going to go over for learning how to draw 3D letters is 1-point perspective. So as you can see, this T has its orthogonal lines. They're converging to the vanishing point. Each of these letters have a vanishing point, so we're just going to follow along. If you want to, do the practice one first. And then it's not enough just to draw those lines. You want to then close your shapes and practice creating that three-dimensional letter. So we'll get started. You're going to look for the section, like the T goes to this T vanishing point. This will be the one for W. So I'm going to match it up to my vanishing point and that angle. Try to get it in the middle of the vanishing point. Doesn't have to be exact though. And then I'm just going to kind of shift to each edge. I do that one again. I really want you to practice drawing lightly, because I feel like that is a skill to really try to get down, for lots of different reasons, but especially because our project, you'll draw those initial lines, but then you'll erase them so that our letters are kind of floating. Okay, so that's the top of my W. Now I could stop there, but that's not creating the entire letter. So I'm going to skip, make 3 lines across to close my shape. Then I'm going to follow these lines, and this one, I can't match this up to my vanishing point because it goes behind this, so it really is not needed. This one, however, this point down here can go to my vanishing point, and I actually need that one. So I'm gonna match what's here and go down, match what here is there and go up, and match this line and go down. Okay, you could use your ruler if you wanted to just kind of like shift it over. Okay, so there's my letter. I'm going to erase that top section I just did. And if you're just like, oh my gosh, I gotta erase it already, well, if you drew it lightly, it shouldn't be too big of a deal to erase. Okay, I could always, maybe I want my shadows to be on this side, so I'm gonna create some shadows. And guess what? I could see if there should be any kind of 3D. Nope. So maybe if this was shifted over just a little bit, I might get a little edge underneath the W, but pretty much I'm just getting on the top and a little bit of one side because of where it is with the vanishing point. So I'm going to do that with the rest. I'll make the lines and then show you how I'm going to connect them. Okay, so you might wonder, how do I know if I need to go to these inner sections? Pretty much these ones will be seen. So if you match it up, let's say if I want to see if I need to go to this section out here, it's pretty much going to be behind my A, and it's not really going to help with, it's kind of at the same angle as this, so it's not really helping me out. It's just going to make it more confusing. So I can match this up and say, oh, okay, well, if I am seeing it and it's not really covered up by my letter, then I should go ahead and do it. Utilize that. So first of all, for the L, I can use my ruler, but I'm going to, well, I need that a little bit shifted. So there's the bottom section, because this is floating above the vanishing point, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to follow this line and match this with this. Now this kind of looks strange, but it's sort of like an edge that is disappearing from us. So now that I have that done, I will erase. Okay, so maybe I'm going to shade one section and shade this like a little lighter. there's my L. Now for the E, sort of like my W, I would take my ruler here, and if you can see, I'm going to match it up to the sides. Keep going off screen. I'm going to match, make those 3 sections. Then I'm going to take this in, and again I'm going to follow the line that's next to it. So I'm trying to make it as straight as possible with that, just as close as you can get. Here I'm going to take my outside edge in and try to make it similar and straight to the one next to it. Then I'll just bring this down, bring this down. Okay, so let me go ahead and erase those orthogonal lines, the ones that are converging to the vanishing point. Okay, so now that the rest of those lines are gone, it makes sense where this is perfectly in line at eye level, so I'm only seeing the side. And then this is above eye level, below eye level, so I see the top and the side. And then this is, if this was a box, it'd be the bottom and the side. So it does work with our rules. Then the A, I'm gonna go ahead and make my little lines here at the bottom. Okay, so again, I'm going to follow the line going up and kind of match it. I think this is, it feels like a different angle because it is in a different place. The vanishing point is kind of crooked. And then I'm just going to make a straight line across. So if you're ever confused, just try to look at the shape that it's connected to. Okay? All right, so then I'm going to erase again, and you could shade. It's good to practice shading these as well. Alrighty, so this is one of your worksheets, the letters in perspective. This is 1 point perspective, and just double check yours and make sure that you do have it accurate, especially since this is connected to our project. We're going to be using 2 point perspective, but it's still going to be similar.